So this question has a bit of a weird twist to it at the end. We need to remember that for opposites, all we do is switch the sign. So if we have the number 7, the opposite of that would be -7. The way that looks on a number line would be that we would have our original number 7, and we would pretend to fold this over like we were folding a piece of paper in half, and the opposite would be located in the exact same spot on the opposite side of 0. So we would be folding this, I don't know if that's hamburger or hot dog style, whatever you like, across the line 0, and our opposite would end up on the other side of 0. 0 is a unique one because 0 is not positive and it is not negative. So 0 is its own opposite. It is the only number that is its own opposite. Again, because it is neither positive nor negative. Now this last one kind of trips me out a little bit. We're going to have -5. And it's going to say the opposite of -5, which would be, if I fold that over here, +5. And then we do the opposite again, the opposite of the opposite. So we just bounce back over here where we started, which is kind of silly to me. I don't particularly like that part of this problem, but that's how that goes. When you see opposite of the opposite, it means do the opposite twice, which, like I said, no me gusto. Okay, so that's the exact same problem, except they have a -2 in there. Let's see if we can find something more unique. Okay. Not totally unique, but close enough for what we're trying to do. So again, we will have 0. We, in this case, have a +5. The opposite of that would be folding across the line 0 and dropping the number on the other side. That would be -5. The opposite of -1, folding across 0, would bring us to 1. We'll fill those in before we get to the one that I don't like. So there's -5, there's 1, and we will clear off these, clear off these marks so that we can see what we're going to be doing next. So with 8, let's say 8 is over here. We're going to do the opposite of 8 once, which is -8. Then the opposite again, because we're doing the opposite of the opposite, which again I think is silly. It's just going to be itself. So for all the ones going forward, I'm just going to say the opposite of the opposite is itself. I'm not even going to do the dots on my number line because that's kind of annoying to me. So we're going to get that one out of the way first. The opposite of the opposite of -10 is -10. Just understand that that's ridiculous and I don't like it. So let's take a look at the first two because they're actually decent. We will have the opposite of -1 and the opposite of 9. Let's go ahead and put both of them on our number line and get started with that. The opposite of -1, the opposite of 9. -1, if I fold it across 0, would land at +1. And 9, if I folded it across 0, would end up at -9. So again, we were just flipping the sign of these when we were talking about the opposite. We'll do one more this time without using the number line to help us and just trying to do it with our mind. Remembering the opposite of 0 is 0. The opposite of -9, if we went from -9 and flipped it over, that would be, if we went from 9 and flipped it over, that would be -9. The opposite of 7, if we flipped it over, would be -7. I'm partially correct. What? The opposite of the opposite. That darn thing got me. I was not paying attention. There we go. Hopefully the same thing does not happen to you.